Welcome to Precision Nutrition Tracking App. I'm going to show you really quickly why this app is different to all the other tracking apps on the market. Okay, so you can see here we've got the energy, we've got all of our macros. This is the difference with the Precision Nutrition Tracking App. You've got all of your micronutrients. So let's say you want more magnesium in your diet. This will show you how much magnesium or iron or selenium or whatever it is that you want to get more of. Or if you need to understand how much of a certain vitamin is in your diet, for example, if you're taking a GLP-1 that already has vitamin B6 in it, you might want to keep an eye on how much vitamin B6 is in certain foods because you don't want to overdose on vitamin B6. And you've got things like CoQ10, which is also a really important nutrient, which a lot of people do not get enough of. And then you've just got the normal things like sodium and potassium. So that's one way that you can get nutrients. You can scan barcodes if you're in the store. Most branded products won't have this much information just because brands don't generally spend the extra money to test and they're not required to by law. There is another way that you can find nutrients though. If we go up here to nutrient search, let's say you want to do it the other way around and you want to say, I want to find foods that are high in iron. So you can search iron and this will bring up the top 20 foods that have the highest amount of iron. So you can see here where my mouse is. Cannellini beans actually have quite a lot of iron. And again, you can change the serving size. You might want to make that 150 grams, for example. And that will change all of your macros. And from there, just like in food search, you can save it to your foods. See down here, this one has not been saved by me. And so it's asking me if I want to save it. Or you can put it into a recipe, a meal. You can create a new meal and so on. If you want to put it into the planner, you can do it directly from here. So I can say I'm going to have some cannellini beans for breakfast, which I wouldn't, but anyway, that will be saved in the 150 grams serving size that I've just put in. And then if we go to my meal plan, we will see it. Here we are. There it is for today's breakfast. And then down here, for everything that I logged today, where micronutrients are available, it is going to be stored in total amounts that I've had. So for example, on this particular day, you can see I'm reaching my target for potassium. Iron, I'm definitely reaching my target, and so forth. So you've got all of your micronutrients there. You can log your exercise from here. Down here, you can log an exercise. If you're doing some exercise, you can search exercise from here. I normally do CrossFit, but let's say I'm going to walk the dog. I'll put dog walking. There we go. And it tells you how much energy you're going to burn before you've logged it. So you can decide, like I might do 20 minutes, and so I can log my exercise like so. And then you can hide this because it is a lot of information. And then if you wanted to create a meal plan in advance, so let's say you're batch cooking, you could potentially go through and create your recipes that you eat often. So you've got a recipe builder here. You can go through, you can create recipes. You can actually import recipes from a URL directly from online and then save that recipe. So for example, this one was saved from online. And this shows you all of the micronutrients in your recipe as well. Once you've saved a recipe, you can either have a look at it on a PDF, which will give you all of the breakdown for every ingredient. It will show you all of the macros. This is really great if you decide actually that recipe's got too many calories or it's got too many carbohydrates or whatever it is. You can then go back and change it. You can edit the recipe to change it, or you can come in here and put it into a meal, or you can add it directly to your meal plan. So I can go in and say that's what I'm going to have for breakfast tomorrow morning, and see I can change the servings as well if I need to. You've got your foods all here where you can save them per serving size. You can change the serving sizes anytime you need to. And again, you've got the micronutrients here if you want to track your micronutrients. One of the other things that we've built into this tracking is comparing foods, because it is really difficult if you're in the supermarket to get a good comparison of foods. You can manually type in a food, or you can barcode scan each food. So what the app will do is, depending on your type of diet and your goals, the app will tell you which food is a better choice for your specific goals. So let's say macadamia compared to, let's say, almonds. So these are both good quality foods, but the app is telling me, based on my low carb diet, almonds are a better option because they are higher in protein, and because I am on a GLP-1, this is a better option. They are much lower in calories too. They are higher in protein. And there's all of your macros so that you can have a look yourself. And again, you can save them to your foods. So that's how the compare foods works. And then you've got a shopping list, which you can edit. You can see how some things are crossed out there. I can untick that if I want to keep these foods. But as you go through your shopping, everything is optimized so that you're not running through the shopping center back and forwards. When you're in the meat section, you've got your options here, and you can cross them off as you go. If you want to, you can print this to a PDF, and it will just show you everything in the certain sections that you've got on your shopping list. And of course, you can add items when you want to. You can, search for an item and put it into a certain section. You can add things from a recipe. You can add things from a saved meal. You can import your entire meal plan for the week. So let's say if you're batch cooking, for example, you can create your entire meal plan and then you can import from your meal planner. And then in your progress section, you can log exercise from here if you want to. You can log your weight every time you weigh yourself. You've got the option to choose pounds or stone. That actually happens in your profile when you are onboarding. In here, I'll just show you quickly. You've got GLP-1 settings in here as well, where if you're microdosing, you're split dosing, you're stretching, you can put all of that information in. The app will actually remind you the next time that it's time to inject, because if you're anything like me, you might forget. And then you've got the option as well to optimize your nutrition for GLP-1 weight loss. And of course, you've got all of the different options here to choose from. If you're on a medication that is not yet released, you can put it in the other section and then put in your dosing and everything. Okay, so this is your global settings. This is where you set how active you are on a standard day and also your diet type. So you can see here, I've chosen low carb, but there are many different diet types in here, and the app will go and calculate for you what is the best setup in terms of macros. If you are pre-diabetic or you are type 2 diabetic, this would be the best option for you. And then you've got app preferences. So this is your global setting in terms of how the app is going to measure everything for you. So obviously I'm doing metric and calories, but you can choose whatever is best for you. And then up top here, let's say, for example, you're reading, I'm in Australia. So let's say I'm reading an American nutrition label. I can swap this over to ounces, and then foods that I search for will be in ounces. There we go. See, it's in ounces for measurements. And then also here, you can sort this depending on what you're looking for. So if you're looking for the highest fiber foods or the highest protein foods or the lowest calorie foods, you can sort it that way. I generally leave it on closest match just because I don't like searching for too long. Also in my progress, we've got your weight trends. This gives you your stats, and this has got your injection history. So if you ever need to remind yourself or send your doctor information, you've got it there. This is all of your exercise logs. You can see most of mine is dog walking or I'm doing CrossFit of some sort. And then you've got photo logs. So each month you can log a front photo and a side photo. And then down here, you can compare by the months. Now, I actually don't have many logged in here. There we go. So you can come back and you can go through all of your past photos and have a look and see where you're at. So there we go. That is a very quick walkthrough of the Precision Nutrition Tracking app. I hope you love it as much as I do. And if you want to find out more, just pop down and press the button below, and that will take you to a page where you can see a whole lot more about the app.